Another provider focused on educating and caring for children is a licensed daycare center.
That is more of a commercial facility or more of an educational facility. These are child care centers where children are grouped by their age range, so they're not in multi-age settings.
One of those centers is Bright Beginnings, a branch of the YMCA located on the new base in Plattsburgh, New York.
Based on the age, we do provide programs that are age appropriate for children 6 weeks to 5 years of age, and we deal with the physical, the social, as well as the intellectual activities for children.
As with all child care providers, their goal is to provide a healthy, happy, and safe environment for the children.
We like to provide the services to the parents that when they drop their child off with us, they go knowing that their child is well cared for, nurtured, and safe. And what that does in turn for the parent is they're able to perform their duties at work as well, knowing that they have left their child in quality child care environment.
The fourth kind of care that New York State regulates is called a registered school-age child care program. So that's like the WISE or the Shazy After School program, the Parents Against Latchkey students out in the Saranac district. And those programs are sometimes located in a school, sometimes they're located in a Y or some other building, and they provide care for school-age kids before school or after school or on days when school is not in session.
With so many options, parents may feel overwhelmed. The council gives these tips when interviewing providers.
You know, is the phone answered professionally? And does the provider or the program make an appointment to meet? Does the program have a parent handbook? Does the program tour you around the home or the classroom where the child will be enrolled? Do you get to meet everybody? In the case of a center, the other staff. In the case of a family child care home, family members, you know, who this is a family's home.
They want to know what the daily routine of the provider is. They're going to know how many children are in that program, how many children will be in that group, and what the ratio is to the number of caregivers.
And even after daycare is in place, officials say it's important for providers and parents to maintain an open and honest relationship.
Parents and children and providers have now entered into a partnership, whether you are a family child care provider or your center-based care. This is a partnership for as long as your child is in their care.
I feel I have a good relationship with the parents. We're always upfront and honest. You know, I fill the parents in about the children's day, and you know, I try and answer any questions they have.
Let me know what's going on with the kid, you know, if they didn't sleep last night, if they weren't feeling well. You know, that way I know to be precautious around the other children. Communication is the key.
Of course, if parents have complaints against their provider, they should contact the council.
The licensors and the registrars do visit the programs every 2 years. They visit them initially upon licensure or registration, and then every 2 years thereafter. And if there is a complaint or a concern that is lodged against a child care program, if that complaint rises to a level of a possible break in the regulations, that complaint is followed up on by the licensor or the registrar.
The best thing about daycare is that you know that they're going to be learning, that they're going to be safe, and that they're going to be loved. You know, and if you're in it just for the money, then you're in it for the wrong reasons.
For more information on the Child Care Coordinating Council of the North Country, you can visit the website on your screen, or of course you can visit mountainlink.org, where we'll have some links there.
You know, it's nice to have you here, and this is a great segment idea for Extra now, because so many of our viewers are young parents,
Right.
And they really like Mountain Lake PBS for our programming in the morning and afternoons, the educational programming for the kids. But this segment is such a great idea because they really are facing a number of issues, as we saw in your first piece. So what are some of the other ideas that you're going to be covering in the weeks to come?
The kids.
Endless, isn't it?
It's endless. But I've thought of childhood obesity is always in the news, always a big issue. But then on the other end of the spectrum is the picky eater, how to deal with that. Of course, you always have bedtime routines. I'd like to talk to officials about how you can get your kids into a better bedtime routine so that they can function better throughout the day. Potty training, how to get your kids to sit down and actually do schoolwork at the end of the night. The list, like I said, is just endless.
And we keep hearing about these all the time. In fact, the sleep issue just has come up again recently, where, you know, how much sleep do kids need? When should they be getting that sleep? And so it's always
harder than you think to get them down in bed at a decent hour, not just because they want to keep going, but because of our busy lives.
And if folks have ideas or suggestions for topics to cover, they can email you and send them along to you. And certainly, I'm sure there will be a wealth of ideas coming your way of what to cover.
I'm sure we won't run out of any.
All right, Aubrey, we'll look forward to the segments coming up in the weeks ahead. Today's Parenting, new here on Extra. Thanks.